it. And for me, I'm loving that Satanic is playing this hero. I think out of all the players that we have seen, sure, no one has been looking amazing, but for me, Satanic has been the god of this qualifier, and I really want to see how he understands the Drow.
I think for me the comparison between the two is that no one, he's playing at an incredibly high level, but he's reaching heights he's already reached before, right? We've seen him being able to perform at that level. With Satanic, we haven't really seen him being able to perform like this in these super tough games, but he's just reliably doing it. Looks so good. And he's been just crazy farmed every single game. Last game, or the last series up against Liga, was the first time in 11 games of Dota that he wasn't net worth leader at 15 minutes, which is insane.
So this is why I'm like taking him over no one, because there was Spirit played 3 games versus Banda No One, and they lost 2-1-1. In the 2 games they have lost, Satanic looked awesome, right? And of course in the one that they won, he looked even more awesome. Whilst No One in the game that he lost versus Spirit, he didn't look as good, right? So there is a limit to No One. I currently haven't found the limit on Satanic, right? Every single game he is scary, and he has such a cool set on his Drow Ranger. I'm a big fan of this what is this, like samurai type Drow Ranger. It's cool.
What's that sequel to Ghost of Tsushima? Ghost of Yosei? Looks like a character from there. Sick as hell. Also, I love that Scriff is doing the same thing as me. I immediately went into inspect mode. I wanted to see the full 3D on this one.
Yep. Looks awesome, right? And we know that the Drow is kind of shy. I know that you're not a big lore guy, but she's shy. That's one of the reasons why her marksmanship doesn't work when you get close to her, because she doesn't like people being close to her. Drows, in general, the race is very shy, so I like that she has this little hat that's covering her eyes. Definitely gonna help.
I mean, if it covers your eyes, then marksmanship, the range should be smaller than, 200 range you have to be in to disable marksmanship.
Yep, for sure. But then then you're gonna miss just randomly because you don't see.
Can't see anything. Imagine what Dota would be like if the cosmetics actually had an impact in the game itself.
I've been hoping for there to be a mod, but that would have to be in collaboration with Valve, and we all know that they're kind of missing on some of their programmers for Dota, where lore would matter, right? Let's say Batrider would be doing more damage to an Ancient Apparition. You would be able to evaporate the Morphling with fire as well. Lion and the SF wouldn't care and stuff like that, right? But too much work would have to go into it.
Way too much work for a game that's in beta. So we're probably not going to see that happening as we get ourselves into the game. The unpause is finished. The G's are called. And Team Spirit, are they going to smoke here? Nah, they're chilling. They thought about it, but they decided against it.
The G's are called to cast. We are here, Snare.
Hey.
Yeah. Looking at the vision, did anybody deward anything? No, not really. So pretty standard wards being placed. They want to protect the rotations towards the bottom lane. Yeah, because Laurel likes to rotate bottom lane with his tiny. This is quite a common one.
See how this Bantu trade is going to look. Team Spirit more than once have come out with a 3-1 trade, but this time they will be on the receiving end of it, losing out on being able to collect the rune middle. So nice little advantage being gained to start off this game for Virtus.pro.
Nighttime Sniper has more vision. He is not to be underestimated with the headshot level 1. You just let it go, and the Rue will be taking down that ward. It was placed a little bit later, so that's a good start for Virtus.pro, and they need it, right? Coming into the series, I think that they're gonna be struggling. So let's see how they do. Maybe it's just that Squadix in the mid lane couldn't find his stride versus no one, and now versus Laurel, when he does, we're gonna see a different VP. Who knows?
I mean, to be fair, nobody could find their stride middle against no one. That guy was just insane in this lane, so Squadix certainly will be feeling happy, not just to be having a good game, but let's be honest, one of the weaker laners that we've seen throughout the course of the tournament in the form of Laurel. When you have a winning matchup, this should be very, very good for Squadix in this game.
It's so weird. At one point, the mid lane became a 50-50 almost exclusively, and now we are back to some of these insane laners getting the advantage. I'm loving it. Morphling in trouble.
But Malik putting in some pressure there, forcing immersion to have to participate. So you were saying in the pre-game, or rather when we were covering the prior series, that you definitely don't want immersion to be playing a hyper teamfight hero that you can't have impact on. In this game, will this Omni Knight, firstly, do you prefer it on immersion, and how much impact do we expect from it?
I would say this is gonna be a good Omni game, because you have night vision of the sniper, you're gonna have wolves giving you vision, the lion, once he gets the blink, he's gonna be a solid initiator, and you're always gonna have somebody in front of you. The Omni Knight, in my mind, here in this game doesn't rely much on how immersion is gonna play, but rather on how Morphling and the sniper are gonna play. If the sniper plays aggressively, if the sniper postures aggressively and believes in his Omni Knight, there is a good chance that the Omni Knight should have a good game.
Take a look at this top lane, our first Drow that we've been witnessing together. And Satanic doing Satanic things. This is not a fun lane for the Lycan, honestly, for the most part. Yeah, you have these wolves available, but the frost arrows, this multi-shot, it's gonna be putting Notice always in position where he has to be playing further back, not able to step up into the face of the Drow.
Only because of the support difference, right? Because Elder Titan gives more than the Lion himself. Lion is just not a great laner.
Speaking of, now they're maybe going on to Lion. Oh, Satanic! He didn't believe. Miposhka's going for it, and Miposhka's gonna find the first blood. He collected it, does cost his own life. I feel like if Satanic had just believed in Miposhka, they would have gotten that one for free.
Yeah, probably. I think so as well, right? But he decided that creeps were more important than his support's life, and I'm okay with it, right? Because Drow can be... It is problematic with this hero if you're forced out of the lane pre-level 6, and basically you want the laning stage to last as long as possible. You usually do that by making it stable rather than chaotic, so I think he was just playing what naturally feels good for the Drow.
Morphling right now, bottom. Definitely needs a good game. Playing heads up into the Drow, never fun for a hero like the Morph. So, to make absolutely sure that this early lane phase, firstly you don't die, but you actually get your items on time without using the tier 1 tower.
I'm pleasantly surprised by how well Larl is doing in the mid lane, right? The sniper didn't manage to apply enough pressure. I think in this lane in particular, the sniper should have gone for the ghillie suit. That the scatter shot is just not a good one versus the Tiny, because you want him to be slowed down for a long period of time so you can get the right clicks in rather than do a lot of magic damage in a second, because Tiny has a lot of HP but not a lot of armor, so right clicks are going to be much more important than just the burst damage that you're doing with this.
I agree with that. Do you see a kill happening on the other side of the map, and Lycan also probably going to afford here. Satanic, one more frost arrow hit should be enough. They find the kill. Notice that Antares just cannot deal with this, man. Elder's high
Squad X back.
Lane Squad X, they brought in some reinforcements. Rue making sure that they bring down the sniper. What a play, what a rotation from the bottom side of the map. This was a lane that Larl was drawing even, but now certainly is feeling ahead.
They probably thought that the Dark Willow was off stacking or something, because they completely forgot about her at the bottom. In this should have been that you can predict. Wait, did he TP? Oh, he TP'd. Okay, so it was Larl calling it out after he got a avalanche, just calling Rue, yo, TP, TP. And then they got him. Cool.
Almost lost Malik down bottom. Him and Kiritich were harassing each other en masse. But we're not far away from having Burrow Strike. He's got a mango with Rue chilling in the trees. I think they may be trying to set up for a trap, but
Shadow
Kiritich
Strike, yep.
is reading the play. He's playing very, very carefully. He's not going to fall for it.
Yep. He is there with the immersion being in the vicinity. You're not going to be able to take him out. When he was on 200, 300 HP, Burrow Strike it to Shaq. If he doesn't start more, you can't kill him. But good positioning.
Top. Immersion's actually going to make a play towards the Drow Ranger. They want to put pressure back on Satanic, but unfortunately, it's an Omni Knight, my friend. Doesn't do the most on offensive potential. He Miposhka, he's also going to be able to just walk himself away. Still has that Astral Titan buff, 8 armor, 19 bonus movement speed. He'll be A-okay, and that's a wasted rotation from this Omni.
Virtus.pro are very reliant on their level 6s. On their cores, mainly the Lycan, on the line. Before this, you can't really make any plays, so I'm surprised they're trying something with this Omni Knight. Maybe the idea is just to have a couple of plays that are going to be forcing out some rotations, but I don't think Team Spirit are crazy enough to be afraid of an Omni Knight running towards you.
Still though, even without this Omni being present in the bottom lane, still finding quite a lot of farm on Kiritich, Small Flame. Having a solid start to the game. I love how Malik is just like, time to go jungle. I'm gonna jungle until the wave arrives. I'll come connect with it as it reaches in front of the tower. But right now, I just want my farm, baby.
The Sand King farms so fast, and he's just taking the Morphling camps, right? With the Dark Willow setting up all of those stacks. This is gonna be a pretty farm Sand King.
Outside of that one rotation to the top lane, we haven't seen much movement just yet. Still 7 minutes in. These mid laners been trading farm with each other. The sniper doesn't want to make these big moves. And Laurel obviously happy to sit around for a while, get more levels, get closer to having the Blink Dagger. But he is now actually ahead in net worth on the sniper. It's a great time to be alive.
We're probably gonna see a sniper rotation towards the top lane once the lights. Yeah, it's ready. I wouldn't hate if they focus on the top lane here just to get the draw out of this lane as fast as possible.
Does have a Mango chilling on the Lycan, so we'll have enough to pop the Shapeshift as well as getting some additional wolves out. All 3 heroes here on the Radiant lineup. They haven't opted to bring up the sniper just yet, but they're doing it now. Starting to make this run. There's the Shapeshift. They're looking for it. The Echo Stomp connects onto Lycan. That's the worst possible target. And the Drow couldn't TP out, unfortunately, because there is a Lion chasing her. They finally start bringing in reinforcements. Ooh, right behind with the Bramble Maze. But the Assassinate from Squadix is going to be good enough. Connect onto him before the Healing Lotus can arrive. Very nice movement there from VP. And now with the Sniper being in the side of the map, maybe they want to pressure the tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah, you want the tower for sure.
We want the free kill on Miposhka. This Elder Titan. He survived this. Antares on the other side, so is Immersion. They find him, assassinate, back off cooldown, so they can commit it. They will. They'll ensure the sniper gets the kill. No Roshan deny for you, baby. It's just gonna be a straight up kill for the sniper. The rest of Team Spirit have now made their respawns. They've made their way towards the top lane. Honestly, Miposhka really played that well. Because of how long it took them to kill him, they can't apply any additional pressure on this tower. Shapeshift is down, we're out of mana on the sniper. And we've managed to actually still keep this side of the map alive.
It's still a dangerous place for a Drow to be because you're surrounded by enemy vision, right? There's one in the big jungle, there's one in the, what do you call it, mines area. Let's put it that way. And because of that, you do not feel confident going to that tower. Despite nighttime ending fairly soon, you know that Laurel cannot top lane for too long. He still needs to be farming because his Blink Dagger is going to be your main item to make things happen on the map, so you're better off just letting it go on the top lane.
They will indeed say, you know what, we don't want to deal with this right now.
Okay, now they see the sniper in the mid lane and they're gonna rotate back. Oh no, not really. Yep, Lycan does have the Dominator enough to dissuade anybody from challenging him.
Like, are you really sure you want to go for this, y'all? 100% sure. Guaranteed? Okay, cool. Also, what do you make of this Tiny going for the phase boots in this game instead of the power treads?
He's playing versus a Lycan. I'm okay with it, right? You need the extra armor and you need to go through the creeps. You don't want to get blocked in and annoyed. Plus, the physical damage of the sniper is also a problem. There's multiple reasons why it's good.
Well, right now, the armor might help him out because he is surrounded by some of these VP heroes. And they bail him out with the Echo Stomp from Miposhka. So he should be fine. And the Hurricane coming in from the Wildwing Ripper. Still though, not enough just yet to bring down Laurel. They have popped the Shapeshift. They would love to be able to claim this tier 1 tower with this mini Lycan army, but all of these heroes from Team Spirit available, especially Miposhka, I doubt they'll be able to succeed in this push.
Malik is going for a Bloodstone, so what this Sand King wants to do is just being able to stand in front of a tower and defend it indefinitely. I'm okay with that, right? They come take down the tower. The Tiny is smoked up and has a blink. He can toss people towards you. Not impossible. Plus, Virtus.pro do like to run forward, and that is when you can catch them. Maybe he can get away with this. But in this kind of scenario where you're the highest net worth, sometimes we see the Sand Kings just rush a blink dagger.
By the way, do you remember Old Blood? Was there a more stupid active ability on an item than Old Bloodstone?
Bloodthorn?
No, Bloodstone. Where the self-denied Bloodstone.
Oh, that's cool. It was cool, right? Stupid. I loved the self-deny stuff, right? I'm sad that we don't have that much of it in the game no more.
Oh my god. Were you a Tinker spammer during that period of time?
No. you don't trust me.
I'm suspicious. I'm like, who loved Old Bloodstone? I don't know, man. I didn't enjoy playing against that at all.
Yeah, I mean, some of the old mechanics of Dota, there was something unique. It feels like a lot of uniqueness to heroes and items have been taken away with some of those weird stuff taken out. Sure, a lot of new items have been added, but you don't have the classic things of 3-pick Beckies and the game changes completely. No matter how annoying it is to play against it, it did make Dota a unique type of game.
Well, it inflicted a unique type of misery. Of that, I fully agree. There's nothing like playing like old techies.
This is the one thing Okay, let's see. Let's see what they're gonna do. I'm gonna hold my very important thought for later on.
And that thought will be held not for too much longer because they've made their play onto Laurel. Nice little terrorize from Rue. Can they get the full surround? They're coming in with the Lycan. Noticed. Gonna give up on chasing the Tiny. Says, you know what, let's just get the tower. That's a good move because it happened just before the Blink Dagger arrived from the Tiny, but he has it now. With the two supports around him, they committed the Terrorize, but they did not use the Bedlam. So there could still be some real damage being done onto these heroes if Laurel can find the initiation.
Virtus taking that tower is also a big deal. They found a good one.
Alright, what were you gonna say now that these heroes are all dead?
I love working with people at some point would just say, oh, I get your point, and then end the conversation. You hold your opinion strong and not be persuaded to even take another man's into consideration when it shouldn't be. Squadix? He doesn't look like he's fine.
But they're Tiny right behind as well. Nice. Squadix suffering against the epicenter damage, and Laurel, he threw the Omni Knight on top of the epicenter. Firstly, taking away the opportunity to cast the spells, but throwing him directly into the line of fire. And now Kiritich caught inside the trees. Malik on top of him with Laurel. And this movement from Team Spirit, going from the mid lane, coming to this bottom lane, killing off 3 heroes. And this is with the tier 1 tower still alive. What the hell are they doing? Encroaching on a Morphling where he's at right there.
They're murdering their enemies. That is what they're doing. So that was mostly done, right? Because the Omni is coming to save you, and if he gets the repel to the sniper, everything is fine. The thing is that there is a Tiny chasing an Omni Knight, and the second when the Omni wants to use the repel from afar, he gets avalanched and then into a sniper just for extra damage. The only thing that he gets off in that engagement, because he was turned to another side, he couldn't really turn to a side immediately, which was magical damage. It does absolutely nothing really. It's just a wasted spell. Team Spirit, not only do they crush that fight, get a kill on those two, then they get an bonus on the Morphling plus a tower. You couldn't ask for a better movement, a better last 2 minutes than that.
Yep. Also, we have to consider that at this stage of the game, like you mentioned, they have overwhelming magic damage. But VP have a Lycan in the off lane. This is not your traditional pipe buyer. He's waiting for the AC after his Helm of the Overlord. So there's not going to be any real way up until BKBs arrive for them to mitigate this damage, and BKBs are quite a ways away. Morphling still needs to finish the Manta, Sniper still needs to finish the Gleipnir. So for the next 10-12 minutes, you'll be able to run over these heroes practically for free. And Immersion is suffering exactly what we're talking about right now, as he is going to end up surrounded by Team Spirit.
Help is coming.
Killed off. Help is coming. GA does come out. Squadix managed to get off the shrapnel, and they got the damage out. The Burrow Strike stolen by Kiritich. He dives forward, makes the initiation for his team in tandem with the Earth Spike, and they end up winning that fight comprehensively.
Rondru. Oh, hey, Strood. He got it.
Why am I surrounded by
Nice.
peons?
Dude, if Notice sent the wolf to eat that, that would have been fine. He would have taken out. You still had the Shadow Realm into TP out, but this is what smart supports do. When they play versus a Tiny, they have infused range drops throughout the game, and Taurus is being a bit greedy, so he's probably gonna get bursted down every single time, but he wants his Blink Dagger. Everybody else in this game needs to hold a range drop. Everybody who can get bursted down from 100 to 0, and we can see that both the Omni and the Sniper have it. That range drop is the only reason why Virtus.pro saved their Omni and then got 2 kills.
Also, during that fight, he managed to get an Observer Ward on the high ground. So the team, as they were coming in for the repeat, had perfect vision of what that initiation would look like. Great play from Immersion all across the board, but Team Spirit, they smoke up. They scan the Roshan pit. I think they don't want a Rosh, they want a kill first. Then maybe take away the Tier 1 tower, but from VP side, nobody's really showing in a dangerous area. They have an Observer Ward in the jungle, but it doesn't really see this Lycan or this Lion. So the smoke does feel like it's not going to achieve anything.
Yep, does look like Team Spirit won't really be finding it at the moment, but the objective was made for them to clear out the top part of their jungle to have that part of the map to farm, because Drow Ranger is the one farming on the bottom side safely, and you still need a little bit more of the map to feel like you're not being choked out by the enemy.
It's also the second game of the entire tournament that Satanic has not been net worth leader at this stage. So despite him being able to find some kills in the laning phase, they've been doing a really good job on the rest of VP to ensure that they took away their tower, slow down the progression of this hero, and VP go on mass top lane. They see Laurel, bro, he just blinked back. He can't get out of here. Oh no. He's gonna try attempt the TP out. Will he make it? He does! They didn't have the damage. No assassinate from the sniper. The Morphling arrived a little bit too late, so they didn't have that max out damage on that hero, but they will still create the space to be able to claim this Roshan for themselves.
8 boots, you know, extra 4 armor. That's how you do it. If you had power strength there, you'd probably lose your life.
We're gonna actually find this terrorize. Okay, they're sending in the spirits. It's a little bit too late. Rosh is down. It would only be him and be Bosch anyway. I feel bad for them because if Laurel had not gotten caught there and had forced a TP out, there was some decent opportunity for them to make a counterplay in this very small area of the Roshan pit, but they found the exact necessary hero to ensure they get the Aegis.
Yep, nicely done by Virtus.pro. They're still in a pretty good position. They gave the Aegis to the Sniper, which means that they do intend to push some towers. They do intend to dangle the Sniper. Versus a Tiny, though, it is kind of dangerous, but he has the Grove Bow and level 12, so quite a lot of range on Squadix at the moment. Butterfly already down on the Drow.
Nice.
Okay, Satanic. This is not only for teamfights, right, and them not really being able to target you. This is a great farming item as well. You clear out camps, you clear out creeps in seconds with it.
Feels good. Very good against the Lycan as well, with all of his army. And Morphlings, we tend not to see Morphlings go for the MKBs anymore. Bro, I love this first item pickup. Also, yet again, how the hell did he find it so quickly? This guy, dude, he needs to relax sometimes. Mid lane. We have a jump coming in. They found the Omni, dragging him back. They missed the Gust, however. Then the Burrow Strike catching in onto Antares. Antares losing most of his HP here. The multi-shot from the Drow will be able to kill him off. This should zone back the rest of VP, but they're not done just yet. Laurel finding the sniper. Squadix tossed back in towards Malik, and he should end up dead.
No,
they're trying to help him, but Immersion can't do all that much. Just popped. He comes back for life number 2, but that life number 2 is very quickly being taken away as he will end up losing his life. 2 heroes taken away, and they're not done just yet. Look where Lol is at. Getting the crash landing toss out onto the Zombie Knight. Malik getting a Burrow Strike. We're fighting into tier 3 towers. I thought they were diving bottom, going past tier 2s, but they say, hold my beer. Let's show you what aggressive Dota looks like.
That was very, very nice coming out from Team Spirit. Every single time that they find the opening, it just looks so good for them. I think Virtus.pro have to understand if there is a good opening from Team Spirit that you should bail, right? Your supports are not in a good position. You're not running in with the cores. It's not that you have a chance to win that fight. The toss back already happened and your line has been caught. It is time to bail instantly. But it's just because they had the Aegis that they had the confidence thinking they can stand their ground.
It's about to get really scary. I mean, Boschka picked up a Solar Crest. Tiny, though, about to get his Kanda. They've already been struggling so much with this magic damage. With the Kanda out, what do you do? And yet again, I cannot overemphasize this enough. There's no pipe on VP, and there's no BKBs just yet. Although Morphling is about to pick one up. So here at least has some play potential for himself, but everybody else in the gang can easily get caught and bursted down by this Tiny.
You know, all of that is cool, but the problem is that the Drow Ranger can still annihilate this Morphling with just a couple of hits, right? All of your armor is not going to mean much. Sure, you have a BKB to help you versus the natural order, but it doesn't help you versus the marksmanship.
Yep. She's going BKB of her own next on the Drow. That into Hurricane Pike, then we can start having conversations about Daedalus, Satanics. I think Daedalus looks really, really good in this game. Unless you're scared of the Morphling buying Butterfly, then you go MKB, but Daedalus would be, whew! That Mark's multi-shot would be insane.
So, let's see. What are Virtus.pro waiting for? That BKB is done. The Lycan, is he getting a full AC finished? That is a big deal, right? Because you're playing versus an ET and a Drow Ranger, and AC is like the perfect item. Finally, you're gonna have some bonus armor to rely on as a team.
That's complete now, and they could start to smoke, but Team Spirit beat them to the punch. They're already making a move of their own. They don't have much offensive vision at the moment, but VP, they have the read. They're like, where are these Team Spirit heroes? We haven't seen anybody in a while. You know what? Let's just all retreat and play safe.
Yep, they will go towards the top lane where Spirit have better vision. That's why Spirit were looking to go towards bottom, because they had good vision towards the top part of the map and didn't see many heroes there. So they just assumed they were gonna find somebody. Well, they assumed wrong, and now on that vision in the top lane, they're gonna be seeing a couple enemy heroes.
Still, though, they won't be able to save this tier 2 tower. Look at the Drow go, man.
Yep.
Woo!
BKB done. It's being delivered right now. That is a huge deal for the next fight. You pop the BKB, you stand your ground. They can't do anything.
Moving forward, Drow has more range than the tower, so she can beat this thing down from outside the tower range. Boschka providing the vision with the Spirit. You know, sometimes these little tricks in Dota are just so silly. What can you do?
Oh, well, you need to be smart enough to recognize what you can do. Is Satanic, he's not done. He really thinks with the BKB they can do nothing to him, and I think he's right.
We'll pop the Lycan shapeshift. He's going to try and wrap around. He wants to find one of these supports first. But it's a little bit difficult to get that aggro. Break forward by the Lion. They catch the Drow Ranger. The Drow stuns from the Morphling. Morphling putting in the pressure, but no! Drow survives, pops BKB. She's going to attempt to TP out, but she will end up dead. In the meantime, though, look at the backline. Malik putting in as much magic damage as humanly possible. They're able to kill off this Lycan. Squad X now getting stunned up by Lal and Malik, but they're starting to run out of the damage without the Drow Ranger. Kiritich killing off Laurel, turning his attention towards Malik. Wants to save the life of his sniper. The adapter strike back onto Malik, forcing him to retreat to the north. He has to flee. I'm not so sure Boschka is going to be as lucky. They track him with the assassinate, and Tara is right on top of him, and he gets brought down by Kiritich. A massive fight going the way of Virtus.pro. They were daring on the side of Team Spirit, but sometimes they dared too much. They end up going down 4-2 in a massive hold and team fight from Virtus.pro.
Did you see how the Drow died? The Morphling turned into a Tiny, grabbed the tree, and tossed it into the dark. And that's how they got him down, right? That is what he died to. The Death Summary isn't working, but it just happens sometimes. Yeah, no, zero damage has been taken. Oh, maybe we can see. Oh, what? It was the Ancient Creep that got him? I saw a tree flying towards him. Well, that's very weird. It seems that they had gotten him beforehand.
Because Notice did actually get the kill. Notice is on credits with it. So
Yep. Okay. weird. I saw a tree flying to the drow, and that second he dies. But either way, though, now they found out that they can kill the drow if they jump on her. I think Team Spirit and their supports now have to get those 4 staffs, right? Because the second the line jumps, if you 4 staff the drow and he does get a BKB off before the second stun comes through, first it was the stun, then it was the hex, you get the BKB off and you live. But the Morphling can do quite a decent amount of burst, so you have to be wary of that.
Yeah. They really thought they were going to be able to have that fight, but a little bit too soon, without an Aegis to make that push happen. So that will give some humility towards Team Spirit. They're going to sit back and farm a little bit longer. And do you think Lol should go for BKB? It looks like he wants to go for the Silver Edge in this game.
You do want to have a little bit more vision if you are Spirit, right? Let's say that fight there when the lion jumped in, if Laurel has an invis, he runs forward into them to find the lion, and it is instantly different, right? And it is going to help when the enemies are running towards you, especially because they're not going to have the sentries on the ground. What are you going to do? Just walk as a lion and place sentry every 5 steps that you take. That's not something that you can do. So in that regard, I'm liking the item, right? Because Virtus.pro have way too many heroes that provide vision, or do basically like in wolves, and then the sniper during the night. So you won't have something of your own.
Just picked up a Scotty for this Morphling. Very far away from having any lifesteal for the Drow Ranger. It's still going to be a very strong item. They smoke up right now, hoping to try and find a fight. Some Morphling illusions. Do they get the vision? No, they don't, but this Observer Ward does. The jump could come in. They look for it. They don't manage to find it. Kiritich hits off the BKB, drives forward with the Sand King form with the Power Strike, but they don't get the full reach. Unfortunately for them, it's not the Lion that made the initial jump.
Smoke time for Spirit. It's time to go.
There's no Finger of Death. There's no Shapeshift. It's time, baby. They jump in, they find the life, and they drag him back in towards the rest of Team Spirit. They have the damage to kill him. Yes, they do. In the meantime, Malik found multiple heroes with the Power Strike epicenter, setting up for the multi-shot. They lose the Omni Knight. Squadix in danger after the Splitter as well as the Echo Stomp from Epushka. Everybody gets stunned up, everybody gets set up, and everybody gets killed off. Team Spirit find the easiest team wipe of their entire lives and will claim a tier 1 tower and the Roshan as a reward for their efforts.
It's one of those games where we're just going to be talking about who gets the first jump, that guy wins the fight. That Laurel blink out from a lion, that is game winning, right? You blink out, you destroy their initiation, suddenly Virtus.pro, they've used the shapeshift, they have to run away. You counter smoke, you catch them, and there is nothing Virtus.pro could have done. They even tried running away. They weren't all that rapid with it. They were trying to farm while running out. But either way, I think Team Spirit would have been able to catch up anyways. And it's one of those situations, I think in this game, who gets the first jump, if the fight starts going well for them, it should just be a full-on retreat on the other side. Virtus.pro, they tried to fight. There's no way.
Also just finished a Shiva's Guard now for the Sand King. He was the one that got jumped on by the Morphling, but just with the plate mail earlier on, they struggled to kill him. Now he has the full Shivas. What is the option? He's also going to build into the pipe. Pipe, Shivas, Crimson Guard, Bloodstone. Good luck ever seeing Malik fall again in this game.
He's just so hard to bring down. And Shiva is so freaking good in this game versus an Omni Knight versus the Morphling. Even the Lycan has pretty decent regen. This is beautiful. Plus, most of the enemies is now going to be turning into physical.
Team Spirit, all of a sudden, 11k net worth ahead with an Aegis in tow for the Drow Ranger. Looking towards this tier 2 tower, and this should be a fairly straightforward push for them.
Yep, Jaw got it. Titanic is going for a Daedalus. I'm fine with it. I always like damage, but I can't help but feel that if he gets a Satanic, that they cannot lose a fight. Then even the initiation from the line, if it's on a Drow, that she probably survives, pops the BKB, Satanic, multi-shot, and you just don't die. It does feel like damage is not necessarily a problem. Look at the range.
Yep. Having the
shard,
the Glacier with the Aghanim Shard. I will say for me, when it comes to like where Drow's progression is, I think if the previous fight had gone badly and they didn't get the Aegis, then it's better to go for the Satanic first. But because of how well it went, you go for this Daedalus, you try to leverage your second life in this next fight, and then afterwards you finish the Satanic for the next fight after the Aegis. I'm completely fine with this order, provided he has the Aegis in his inventory.
On the Glacier, he has 1,050 range. That is only 10 below the Sniper. It's insane what this Drow is doing. Of course, Sniper doesn't have team best yet, but still.
Sniper also doesn't have anywhere near the damage output this Drow has at the moment.
Oh, not even close. Nor will he ever have it. That's just not how the Sniper works. Drow Ranger does a lot more damage than him.
Level 21 right now for Satanic, as they have a pretty substantial experience lead for themselves. Radiant side only have one hero that's north of 20. Their next highest is level 17 for the Lycan and the Sniper.
Nice attempt to take the tower. Not gonna work. You do want the tier 2 to fall. Unfortunately, Team Spirit are there in time. So now you took away their Tormentor. You're probably gonna be taking yours now as well. They have a shard on everybody but the Sand King and the Dark Willow. At this point, both of those shards are really good. Right, so I'd say maybe Dark Willow better just to avoid the lightning slightly.
I fully agree with that one. Speaking of the Dark Willow, almost died to the Tormentor. And the same is true of Miposhka. They need Drow or Malik to come through. It's going to be Malik that takes on the responsibility. Bring in the Sand King. And they should be able to get themselves. As Tormi goes the way of Malik. I feel like you should be rewarded more for being there when the Tormentor dies. So I'm glad Malik is the one that gets it.
I mean, Dark Willow almost gave her life. This guy just used one spell, so...
If Dark Willow had died for that one, then she deserves it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have to kill myself to get something in this world. That's
Hey man, you're a support player. You think you get anything for free? Commit your life.
No Aegis. I get Aghanim shards for free because obviously Icestrong does like us support players. He is not in favor of us playing position 6 no longer.
The old school 30 minutes. You've got a Trank Boost wand, a dusted smoke. There's nothing else in your inventory. Good times.
Yeah, good times for you guys to just one-shot us. Not any longer. Now we buy one Bracer and we have 3,000 HP. Ha!
That was also during the days when since they've made support so tanky, it's a wonder why I don't play as much Spectre as I used to.
Yeah, it's a wonder why teams aren't playing a lot of Spectre. We've seen a couple of games, and even now in the meta, when there's so many ranged heroes, you would assume that the Spectre would be great. Just the hero doesn't work.
It just takes too long. If you get there, it is still one of the best, but getting there is such a gargantuan task right now. Speaking of gargantuan tasks, it's VP thinking about how to recover this game. 13k net worth deficit. Now Malik with an AD rune. Baby, who's got the smoke? Guys, I wanna go, bruh. I wanna go jump on somebody with this item.
They are so fat on Spirit. Everybody is so fat. The team, and I think they don't necessarily want to go high ground. Okay.
See that? Law was looking for the jump onto Lion. Just missed out on
this
him.
is a pick-off attempt, right? It's a pick-off attempt rather than going the high ground. You understand with Roche, if you get the Aegis on the Drow, that there isn't much chance of Virtus.pro getting the right initiation on him, and going up the high ground, you can still get bursted down, especially now with the Morphling getting close to the Daedalus. But if it is an open field, just like the Dothraki, you shouldn't meet Spirit in an open field. It's not gonna go good for you.
Unless you have Season 8 zombies, then you're fine. Then no matter what the field is like, you can defeat the Dothraki, drive them into their walls.
Can be done. And the long night is coming, so let's see if it's gonna work. In a minute and a half, we're gonna know when Drosh will be up. This is now the 5 minutes in which Virtus.pro have to get this game back, right? You have a Lycan, you have a Sniper. You are significantly stronger during nighttime. Probably not stronger than Team Spirit, but you can probably find a worthy fight.
Fortunately for them, BKB just arrived for the Tiny, but the big deal, Pipe of Insight, now available for Malik. So massive items flowing in for Team Spirit. We still don't have the Satanic for Satanic. So I don't think we go high ground without it, at least without having an Aegis. Unless they can find some pickoffs. They smoke up right now. They have the vision. Catch it. Oh no, 2 heroes, but the BKB is going to be out from Kiritich. Guardian Angel behind him as well. But it's a BKB, charge committed. A Guardian Angel used. Law did use a BKB of his own, and now squad this jump in from Malik directly onto Immersion. They want that kill, but he's suffering a little bit too much damage from these pot shots of Sniper on the high ground. They'll have to get him out. Law tosses him towards his team. With all these heroes, some of these heroes lower on the HP, I think this will end the Team Spirit push, but yet another BKB charge down. Now we're down to 6 seconds for this Morphling at this point.
Lycan is doing a good job split pushing with the ancient creeps. I wouldn't hate him buying a shard, because Team Spirits are stealing all of your tormentors, so you're probably not getting it for free. Just so the lanes get pushed out even more. Because if Virtus.pro want to get a good fight, they need to destroy the positioning of Team Spirit. They need to destroy their formation. With Team Spirit jumping in first, even when the initiations are kind of failed, you still cannot get a return for them. You need to have a better starting point, and a very early Roche. Look at that.
Big man is up already. He is on the
Drown
clock
no
right
TP.
now. Yeah, no TP on the draw. She has to make the long trek. It's 21 seconds until that's available. Fortunately for them, BP do not know about this. They don't really have any aggressive wards inside the Dire map, but if they could somehow get the information that this draw is not here, man, they could have made a jump. It could have looked so good. Sadly, they just do not know. We go back to this adage that I'm sure you appreciate as a support player. Vision wins games, fam. And they were not able to exploit the vision in that situation.
You're still afraid, right? You couldn't go into the pit because there is another Titan on the other side. You kind of knew that the Drow was in the bottom lane because he TP'd there and shoved out the wave. You didn't necessarily know exactly where he was, and now Spirit are gonna know exactly from which side you're coming. Oh, Wolf scouting.
Wolf trying to get the scout forward. The scan will trigger. They know exactly where they're at. Lol jumps in. He misses the avalanche though, and they missed the bottle strike. BKBs. Not utilized just yet by anybody except for Laurel, so his charge is lower. But these Radiant heroes, Kiritich in particular, managed to hold on to his own BKB. So now they're playing into a lineup that doesn't have the BKB. How will they find this initiation? That being said, Team Spirit just run headlong into the Roshan pit. They want to bring this down ASAP, and they're going to get it. The Daedalus damage from this Drow a little bit too high. They give her the Aghanim Scepter as well for the hypothermia.
Didn't eat it yet.
Now, how are they going to take the upcoming fight? Looks like DP. They don't want to back off from this one just yet. Malik pops the epicenter. Burrow Strike catches on the 2 with the Lycan as well as this Lion. Both of them go down for the count. The rest of DP need to flee. They cancel the TP of Squadix as they take away the first life of the Drow. Mipushka on top of the Sniper with the Burrow Strike. And on life 2, Satanic able to rip through the Sniper. 3 heroes gone. It does cost them an Aegis to accomplish, but look at the spike up in the net worth. 23,000 gold now in favor of Team Spirit.
Morphling deals a decent amount of burst right now, but when the fight starts with 2 of your heroes just being obliterated, you know how it's going to end. Generally, the Drow was in a pretty uncomfortable position in that pit, but one thing that Satanic was doing well is that he was standing his ground. He wasn't trying to run away and bail on his teammates, and with him standing his ground, Virtus.pro constantly trying to angle their way towards him and just open up a possibility for this great jump.
Shout out to
that's a bad glyph.
Bad, yeah, very bad glyph. No real damage being done. Tier 3 already gone, so no refresh on the glyph either. We're gonna have a full set of racks going down in this top lane. Neither Sniper nor Lycan would like to buy back here.
I don't think you go for another glyph now, right? It refreshes once you get the melee raxes, but you do need at least a Satanic on the Drow to feel confident going for it. And there it is. I mean, it's done. If he wants it, if he doesn't want to save for buyback, might be a bit too dangerous, but
he's fine.
nah, he took it.
I mean, they still have 2 tier 2s. The one, it is a bit of a problem how pushed in bottom is, but it's not like you're playing into this Lunar draft where you just lose the entire base in seconds.
Drow is approaching goal 25. Curious to see what he gets. For me, marksmanship chance is better, but with this facet, maybe you go for the multi-shot wave.
With the games that I've seen look really good. It's looked amazing when you have, with this facet, multi-shot wave plus the shard. If you didn't have the shard, you could still go for the other one, but with the shard, it becomes super solid because they can't get to you by the time you've already gotten the full duration of the spell out.
So he did eat the Aghanim Scepter and yeah, went for the marksmanship chance. I like it more, right? Because what you want to do is when somebody gets close to you, just annihilate them rather than do some big AoE damage in a fight.
VP in a bit of danger right now. 25k net worth lead against them. They at least get the BKB on the Lycan, so it's a fresh 9-second BKB at this stage of the game, which certainly will have a big impact. So what happened to him around that Roshan pit can't happen again as long as he has this item. It's a little bit late though because this Drow Ranger is still a massive, massive, massive threat in terms of the physical output of her damage.
Sand King needs 3 experience for his level 25 now for already a minute. I think Malik is just running around wanting a creep. Curious to see what he gets. I still think they really need more damage, so I like the Sandstorm slow and blind. I think I would prefer that one.
I mean, there's no BKB on the sniper, a 6-second BKB on the Morphling, so having that additional slow and blind, it's 35%. It's a massive number. Put that onto the Morphling, all of a sudden, Morphling does really nothing in the team fight to the Drow. Already less than nothing, right? Because she still has the butterfly, and we still don't have a source to deal with that.
This is one of the most, if not the most, damage-heavy lineup that we've seen in this qualifier. I don't know who can do more DPS than this. Sand King, the AoE is insane. Then you have the Elder Titan to buff it up even more, and then a Drow Ranger, right? It's doesn't get much better than this. He crits 1,000 and how many hits? I guess 4 hits per 3 hits per second.
What now, VP? How do you deal with this? On the bright side, I think Team Spirit learned from their experience in that push down bottom that they are not going anywhere near the base like that again until they have an Aegis fully completed. So might as well start setting up. Big man coming up in 3.5 minutes potentially. Presumably gonna be on the night side. Gibby opted in by Kiritich, just wants to get himself out of here. Thanking his lucky stars that Satanic doesn't yet have the Swift Blink. If Satanic had the Swift Blink, you blink up on top of him, 2-3 shots at best, and that Morphling is dead.
Yep, 1 piercing shot is enough when you go through that 53 armor that he has. Only +5 on Morphling, so... Oh no, he has no. All of his base armor only gets +5 as he's next to the Lycan.
Although, that's a BKB, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Miposhka with the Echo Stomp that only connects onto some of this Lycan army. Solo VP.
Elder Titan.
I'm surprised that VP feel confident enough to still maintain this area.
They have to. It's not about confidence. You cannot let it go like that.
Kiritich pops his ninja gear, trying to find an inroad into this fight, but not going to be happening just yet. Instead, the rest of VP will be like, you know what, we have to hard commit for this one, boys.
He wants 25. He's so close in the Morphling, but he can't get it.
Well, fairly low here in the mid lane. He's at 1,000 HP. Unfortunately for them, he has Shine on top of him. He has a Sand King nearby with the Pipe Aura. So, no way to actually kill him in that situation. They smoke back up. Team Spirit looking for the angle of initiation. Who can they find here? Ru will reveal himself, go straight into the Shadow Realm. Nobody's popping out. I will say, VP, their positioning here has been top-notch, despite how far behind they are.
Really nice, and they have level 25 on the Morphling, so the waveform cooldown. Talent is there.
Trying to jump in the backlines, but unfortunately there's 2 BKBs here. They don't even need to use them both, but they get the Omni Knight. They will lose Malik for this one though. Notice had to pop BKB, so did Kiritich. Nightmare coming out onto the Dark Willow. Can they kill her? Yes, they can. They also ended up losing Laurel while all this was taking place. 3 for 1. Yeah, they killed the Omni Knight, but Virtus.pro. You said it earlier yourself. Whoever's able to find the better initial jump generally ends up with the win in the team fight, and the jump from Team Spirit just was not it there. They missed so many spells.
What the Spirits were trying to do there is, okay guys, Morphling has no BKB and it's still daytime, let's go. And VP recognized this and they hold and hold and hold the position in which they're gonna gonna be much stronger. Now they're in the push. This is time where you're gonna have to use buybacks or lose your access.
Also, we're approaching the point of the game that you mentioned to us much earlier, that eventually in the late game, this Morphling becomes the one to really fear over and above the Drow. Now here they are, looking for a lane of racks. If they can equalize this, one buyback, and here we go, Miposhka on the backlines, looking for Squadix. Squadix will end up dead. The hypothermia, too much damage. Malik stun out onto the Lycan. Lycan ends up going down too. Morphling did get a very nice strikeout. There was a decent Earth Spike, but the rest of this lineup has to vacate. That being said, it did cost a buyback from Sand King and from the Maresca. And you did, at the end of the day, find yourself gaining a melee Rax middle. So if I'm VP, I'm honestly not too sad about what just happened.
It's not too bad. The thing is that you're gonna have to return that buyback. Lycan will need to do it. Unless that happens, you are gonna be getting for yourself, because VP do not have that luxury. Okay, let's see. See if they can stop this.
Sniper has buyback in 150 gold, and they're taking down the tier 3 tower bottom. That almost gave Sniper the gold. He's 25 short. Sadly, it's just not enough. Destroy the lane of Rax middle. Team Spirit, they're gonna move towards bottom as well, thinking about just ending the game here and now. Still don't have buyback. 5 seconds away from Sniper buyback. Okay, comes available now. But like you said, range racks have been taken. They popped a glyph, so that means more damage onto the melee barracks too. If they can somehow get this melee barracks with these siege dragons, okay, TP's coming back from Malik. That will stall out the push bottom and make sure that VP can't get to equalize this lane advantage in the Rax department.
Miposhka is level 20, he has 100% cleave. You are only gonna be afraid of the Drow game. This Elder Titan packs a punch. I mean, we saw it in the previous fight. He got the sniper to 30% HP. You always have to be wary of it. And we're seeing that Squadix, he changed up his build. He's not even going for that much right click. He just wants to be assassinating people from afar.
At this point, probably the correct read to not even bother with the BKB. If they ever get on top of you, you're dead regardless of BKB or not. So this is the right thing. And VP, they take the heads up smoke. They're gonna go onto this long range wraparound, trying to kill Team Spirit before they can take away this Aegis from them. They don't have any vision here, Harry. They can't see any of these Team Spirit heroes.
Yep, you just need to stay away. The problem is that it is still nighttime. In an ideal scenario, Team Spirit would like to take a fight while daytime, but they are aware that Virtus.pro are going to be forcing this.
Team Spirit will try to force it themselves as they smoke up.
Go to your vision, Spirit. Go to the vision. You have a ward there on the high ground. Just get there. The thing is, they're afraid that the Roche could spawn. Now they see that it's not up, and they can hold this position close to their vision.
Slyke and Wolf trying to scout, but unfortunately too many heroes are smoked up. Not going to provide the necessary vision. VP, 30 seconds till the Aegis. Man, this is so sad for them. There could have been a small window of opportunity, but that window was gone. And here comes Team Spirit. Law leading the charge. Is he going to just blink headlong into the pit? They don't have any vision. They're not expecting this to happen. They have this high ground ward, but can't scout clearly through the smoke just yet. Now, though, they do know that these Team Spirit heroes are here. But what can they do about it?
Bottom lane is pushing in. These howls during the night are just pushing in the waves way too much.
It's also that Lycan shard that you mentioned that you wanted to see in this game.
Yep.
Such a big difference. Bottom, and now Laurel jumping in onto Squadix. Repel will be there. So he's still going to be A-okay. And now they have this amazing ward. It's giving them the vision of what VP is up to. Melee racks down bottom. Constantly sieged upon. They need to try to do something about this. Jump in from Miposhka. He finds two heroes inside the stun, but the bigger fight is this Drow Ranger trying to kill the Lycan. Not going to be able to do so during the BKB. Lion will end up dead. Squadix should be shortly to follow as he's surrounded by Lal and Miposhka. And he will end up dying. Kiritich forced to just TP himself out home. They end up losing the fight. They do gain the melee racks down bottom, so they do have somehow two melee raxes despite losing that fight. And despite potentially losing in Aegis, but the Roshan did go towards the Radiant side of the map. Not all over for VP. They could buy back, but it does feel very risky to do so at the moment.
It is very bad for Virtus.pro, not gonna lie. Sure, they got the Raxes and that's fine. They were delaying that as much as possible, but they needed to find a way to dodge. Right now, it's daytime. The enemies are gonna have the Roche. Refresher, cheese. I guess not best refresher game, but if you have double terrorize or maybe even a double BKB for the Drow could be good. It is in itself a problem. So now what you do, you're just going to be going towards the bottom lane, and very easily you can end this game. Probably Spirit should take it slower a bit. They have 5 minutes because this top lane could fall if you're not careful.
Yep. I mean, look at this, right? Ancient Thunderhide was pushing in with some Lycan Walls, Morphling Illusions, and Siege Dragons. The tier 2 tower is down without them really having to commit all that much. He has to come home, Kidditich, to help defend here because they're staring down the barrel of Mega Creeps. Look at the damage from Satanic! My homie is not serious right now.
And they'll get in time to defend the base on top. Now, you just chill it out a bit. Get out. Oh! Can they kill him?
Can they is the question. Malik trying to get something going onto Kidditich, and they almost did. The damage from Drow Ranger Satanic hit him literally twice, and it almost brought him down to 0.
I think it was one hit, if I'm not mistaken, and he almost died, right? Maybe he should have tried to go for more.
Well, now the question is, how do they defend the space, right? They don't have any buybacks on any of their cores. The only buyback available is on this Omni Knight. What do you do when they come at you on the side of Team Spirit?
I mean, you can't do much. It comes down to how well Spirit are gonna approach this. Are they? And the only thing that you need to do as Spirit right now is be patient. Wait for the creeps to move in from all 3 sides, have perfect vision of the enemies, and then go from there. Right? You're gonna find the initiation for sure. So I don't think Virtus.pro has much of a choice. They can only stay close to their tier 4s, and if they see an opening, just go for it.
Still 30 seconds not having the BKB available on the Morphling. He just bought a refresher, hoping for the double BKB, but still waiting for this cooldown to come back. Tier 4 towers now being sieged upon. Team Spirit looking to try and clean out this game. How on earth do they get on top of this? The Drow is falling relatively low. She's still carrying an Aegis around. Virtus.pro, this is it, gang. But a Hex on your Lycan as well. Are you gonna go in and try something? Morphling can do nothing. At least destroys one of the Roshan's banners, but almost dies in the process, and now might actually die. Multi-shot coming in from the Drow. He does turn around, get him off the BKB and the Satanic. Putting in as much damage as possible, but unfortunately it's not enough. In the meantime, Miposhka just putting in way too much work on the backline. Lycan tried to interrupt the rest of Team Spirit, but it will not matter. They even toss forward onto this Lion. He is dead. Morphling dies one more time to the right-click damage of Satanic. GG's have been called. Virtus.pro throwing in the towel because Team Spirit is just way too strong right now. It took them 53 minutes, but my God, were they on top in the end. As we get into game 2, a Medusa versus Alchemist game. I'm still, in retrospect, somewhat perplexed about the Alchemist because we have seen some Alchemists do really well, but I don't know if this is the kind of Alchemist game that I would feel comfortable playing.
It's all about timing, right? Virtus.pro have a chance to win it if the Alchemist has one good laning stage and then transitions into a very strong early mid game. So it has to be like a 11 and a half radiance, very early blink, and then you go with your team because they're going to be lacking damage. So they need you to assist. Is it going to work? Sure, you could have a good lane here with the Alchemist, not impossible, but it's still not going to be like the perfect one. The Centaur and the Mirana can still apply a little bit of pressure, no matter how much the Enchantress protects you.
Yeah.
30 seconds to battle.
VP on their movement of the base got some decent wards out, or got a decent warder out. I wonder if they'll be able to claim another 3 bounty runes like in the other game.
I'm trying to think if there's another wave. Maybe VP can focus on being tanky, but I don't see it, right? You can always die to the setup for an arrow or something. I think maybe with all the auras and the Enigma you get together and the enemies can't kill you. Now, Solar Flare, Alacrity, these heroes do way too much damage. No, you're not surviving them. This time around, Team Spirit got the 3 runes, so they're gonna be continuing with their nice rune takedown. The previous game didn't happen, but this time around, once again, they're back to their old selves.
You know, you were asking the previous game, is there any greater DPS than that lineup? The only way it could be improved, if you replace Rue's Dark Willow with his Morana, yeah, that's much more DPS. That would be insane.
Yeah, it'll be even more. But yeah, it was still the most insane DPS lineup I've seen. Laurel again is just making mistakes when it comes to CS. I mean, he has 60 damage. It's not that bad, and he just gets every single creep denied.
Something that you've mentioned, laning phase not necessarily his primary prowess. As we now turn to the top side of the map, Malik and Ru playing this lane yet again. 100% win rate when they have gone for this combination today, so expecting them to still be able to perform very, very well. And then, of course, the X factor. Wait, top lane. Alchemist, Kiritich. Oh no, he's first blood. He's actually gonna die. Oh my god, immersion. One more right click. Maybe we'll be able to pick up the Centaur. Nature's Grasp was thrown down. Does he get to him in time? He doesn't.
Oh!
Doesn't finish the right click. He did. I don't think it would have killed him anyway. He was underneath the tower. He got the bonus armor in the regen. I don't think he dies in that situation.
Yeah, he had more than 100 HP. So what they did there is they thought, oh, we have the acid spray, we can kill the Centaur. But Malik is a genius. He gets the Ring of Protection, and he does not care. I mean, he cares, but not as much as you would want him. He survives longer than the Alchemist. Beautiful.
Giving Ru this good start to the game. It's not about necessarily the gold for this Mirana. It's about the experience. We now get closer to having that Solar Flare available for the latter portion of the game.
Yep, and you're also not in a good position to pull there from the tree end. Great positioning for the Centaur to just continue farming, right? Plus, we all know just how good of an animation and damage Centaur has. So even underneath the tower, you're gonna be okay in terms of CS.
So talk to me about this bottom side of the map. What can we anticipate from this Enigma? We don't see him in the laning phase all that often nowadays. On paper, I imagine that he should just be able to get his farm freely down bottom.
He should be fine, yeah. Especially because it's the Enchantress with him. Generally, this lane is stronger than the Clockwork Medusa. Clockwork is, oh, Titanic is okay. There's also 2 more mangoes in the Clockwork, so he's not gonna die. But your Battery Assault is not gonna do much in this lane. I wouldn't even be surprised if he takes more points in the cogs.
Titanic is falling very low. Gonna be forced to utilize one of the mangoes. Just playing safe, but noticed. Just doing his utmost to put in as much pressure on this lane as possible. Potentially want to go onto Clockwork, but he does have the cogs thrown out.
Oh, almost.
Soz, bro. No loaders for you.
They came together so they couldn't push them both away with the cogs. But overall, the laning stage is going well for Virtus.pro. Better than I expected. I thought the bottom lane is going to be a bit tougher, but that's because I thought the Treant is going to go there. With the Enchantress, it's going well for him.
Top lane. They may be throwing hard onto the Centaur, but they're just throwing a stun. He's back underneath the tier 1 tower. And he's fine, but like you say, VP, their lanes are going strongly on the sides. And even this mid lane, this Void Spirit is having a pretty decent time here. Out CSing the Invoker. Has slightly more experience than him at the time being. This is definitely what they need out of Squadix. They cannot have him have another even lane up against this Invoker.
He is smashing Laurel, not gonna lie. Right, it's going pretty well for him.
In this game, what do you think? Does he go straight for, does he go Ags or Mantis Star first?
On the Void Spirit, let me check. Maybe Axe is better because you're lacking damage, but this is a good Manta style game. It's hard to say. Let's say Axe.
Still has some time before he makes that decision. For now, he's just happily trying to do his best in the laning phase here, up against Laurel.
Great. Enigma 32 CS.
Speaking of Enigma, actually bottom, they might be able to kill Miposhka. They bring in support from both Mirana and the Treant Protector. The first to fall will be the Enchantress. Miposhka, though, will be next. Noticed. Still very much alive. Ru completely out of mana. And also has no points into the Sacred Arrow, so no way to even remotely consider even pressuring this Enigma.
and he's bringing the creeps to the Medusa. Satanic without any mana, he can't really do much, right? He does have one mango, but that is just a small amount. We'll keep you safe. And the Treant Protector is staying there, so they might try to kill the Medusa now.
Sticking around. Enigma is a little bit far away though, so it's not a very easy initial jump in. And Miposhka, he's aware something is awry. He hasn't seen the Treant Protector show top in a while. And he pings out exactly where Immersion is, so Satanic comes back into the jungle. I think Immersion got a little bit of scout onto him, and indeed he did. He's gonna walk in towards him. Can he find this? Here comes Enchantress as well. Enchantress is coming. They're going onto the Medusa. They are gonna be able to get this kill.
Yep.
And Satanic goes down. Patience from Immersion ends up paying off massively in the bottom lane.
Mid lane?
Nice one. There's no way they kill this guy. There's just no way.
Yeah, maybe if you connect a full duration arrow, but 2.6 seconds isn't that high. VP, they crushed the laning phase. This is the type of game that they needed. Even though you are low in terms of damage output, if you win the lane so much and gain a level advantage, this is how you win.
Looking solid right now. 3k gold lead for them. Of course, inflated somewhat by the Alchemist, but also heavily inflated by the performance of this Enigma. Able to secure the tier 1 tower in this bottom lane. About to bring in his boots for himself, and this early game for VP looking excellent. The only place that has even looked remotely weird is nowhere, because the whole game's been good.
Yep, everything is looking good for them. They should now be focusing a little bit more on power runes. They get a couple of those on Squadix if he gets a couple of kills. The problems of your lineup are gone.
Okay, potentially going out onto Laurel. They jump in onto him. They get him away with the Stampede for now. And they don't have any more tools to hold him in position. Clockwork making the rotation, finding the jump onto this Enchantress. The Battery Assault is ongoing. Unfortunately, this is an inch with the overprotective wisps and level 2 attendants. You are not killing her.
Yep, he'll be fine. Enigma is rotating as well.
She might go back in middle.
Yep.
They're gonna jump onto this Invoker, but oh my goodness, Rue tanks the Aether Remnant for Lal, but Lal still is gonna end up dead. Squadix credited with that kill. Clockwork drops some power cloud onto Antares, but immediately realizes he needs to leave. And like you said, Enigma has shown up. Doesn't have access to the black hole, but he is holding the skill point just in case it's necessary for the upcoming fight.
This is huge. Virtus.pro, very clean understanding of what they need to do, and they are rotating to that mid lane to punish Laurel, who has already been punished by having a really bad CS in this laning stage.
You come back with Laurel, Tornado. Connect onto the Invoker. They find the cogs around the black holer. Enigma will go down. Like you said, they went a little bit too deep, stuck around a little bit too long, and they do end up getting punished for that one on the offlane hero.
This is a bit of a bummer because now the Medusa is open up to farm, and Satanic was pretty much under control for quite some time. Now this couple of free waves are gonna be quite nice for him. Still, Virtus.pro with those rotations, they did get some nice deep vision off, so Medusa generally is gonna be feeling very, very bad on the bottom lane. He doesn't necessarily know about all of that vision, but it could cost him his life.
One thing we didn't mention is that while a lot of this was happening, Miposhka did manage to steal the bounty or the wisdom rune away from VP, so less experience going in their direction. Just got a quick pause happening right now. And she seems like she has some connection difficulties, but Antares will be back. Hopefully everything is fine and there's no problems. And there we go. G's are called. We are all good.
Yep. So, if you're Spirit, the main thing is to stop the bleeding. The problem is you're versus an Alchemist, and we talked about it. If he gets Radiance Blink till minute 15, which is, you know, doable, he can bring the damage that his lineup, that his teammates are lacking. Because even if you have this strong Void Spirit, I think he understands that his supports really don't contribute much to anything when it comes to killing heroes.
Speaking of Void Spirit, he's heading to the top lane. They want to kill Malik, and they should be able to find him. The Centaur stunned up inside the Acid Spray. First rotation coming in from this Void Spirit, and Squadix makes it a successful one. Better yet, Kiritich is the one that gets that kill, so now we're even closer to having this Radiance for the Alchemist.
And he will be in time for the Power Rune as well. While Team's rotation works out, that's not going to be the case.
Gonna try, Pushka, oh, is gonna get the Enigma. Tornado from Lal catches him as well as the tree. So Notice should die. He kills Pushka first though, throws in the black hole onto Rue, and Rue dies too. It's a double kill. The Eidolon army, a little bit too strong for the Enigma. Dust from Immersion connects onto Laurel. Squadix has a jump forward. The Aether Remnant connects. Oh my goodness, here is the damage coming in from the Eidolons, but the Stampede gets him out of dodge. He barely survived. Bro, look at Immersion. Click on Immersion. Look at his experience. 1 XP shy of level 6. If he had that experience point, that would have been a dead Invoker at that point.
Yeah, well, he didn't have it. Lucky for the Invoker, he will survive. And the Malik, now he's had enough. He doesn't want to stay in the top lane any longer. He cannot really pressure the Alchemist, and his team needs it.
Shows up mid. They get the Enchantress kill. Still though, they're gonna be feeling really sour about that movement they made to the bottom lane. Like the Enigma got way too much out of that.
Yeah, somehow the arrow didn't connect on the Enigma, right? And because of that, he had enough HP and wasn't stunned long enough to survive. He did everything right. He focused on the Clockwork to make sure that he can get the black hole off. And once he did, then you get the bonus on the Mirana.
Oh boy. Okay. Things looking somewhat interesting at the moment. Virtus.pro still command the gold lead. They're up 5k at right now. The Alchemist has his Radiance. It's flying out on the Courier at the moment. He's gonna start building into his Blink Dagger. Get some activity going on the map.
Yep, this is looking great for Virtus.pro. I mean, sure, 5k gold doesn't sound like insurmountable versus an Alchemist lineup, but everything is working out for them.
Speaking of the Alchemist, he self-stuns top, but that's gonna put Malik into a false sense of security because he's being hunted down. 4 heroes are around him at the moment. This time around, they do have the Overgrowth if need be, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be required. He should be able to find him. They get the Overgrowth now onto multiple heroes. Still, they end up losing Miposhka and Alchemist. Kiritich be a bit too far forward. Probably needs to back up here. Channeling up the stun, throws it in and connects onto the Medusa. They really just want to get the tower and get out of here, but I think they'll just have to settle for the retreat. Team Spirit ready to defend this one with their lives.
I'm surprised that the Mirana used the Solar Flare there, right at the end of the fight. So Rue just played it up. Was it the misclick? What was he trying to do? Either way, now with Virtus.pro know that is down, they can go and take the tower.
Invade onto this triangle right now.
They're coming.
Could be in danger. First, the big jump coming in from the Void Spirit. They can't catch up onto the Invoker. The stun, though, from Alchemist, close to the tier 2. Rolling onto Miposhka, but the body blocks were there. Unfortunately, Squadix makes the dive in. They're coming in for this full fight. Invoker dusted up. They are going to look for the Invoker kill. They're going to look for the Medusa kill, too. They find it with Kiritich, the power of this Alchemist Radiance Burn. It might lead into a kill onto Rue as well. The Acid Spray will be there. They find the kill. On towards the west-hand side of the fight. Squadix able to bring down Laurel as well. And all of a sudden, 4 heroes of Team Spirit have given up the ghost. VP, 8k gold lead now. Taking over this triangle. Looking for the tier 1 tower. And definitely looking like they want to be in game 3.
They are playing out of their minds, and every single little thing that Team Spirit does wrong, Virtus.pro are punishing it immediately, right? That Solar Flare being used way too early, maybe they should have used it, but to farm the Ancients, and then they're like, okay, let's go and farm the Ancients with this real quick. It expires, Virtus.pro counts to 18, and they come over to finish you off. This is a very hard game for Team Spirit. Usually the Medusa line has protect the towers, the tier 1s for a very long period of time. 14 minutes in, none of them are available, and you no longer have a damage issue when you're this far ahead. The Alchemist has his Blink, he has his Radiance, 3 minutes 15. He is ready to murder everybody.
Yep, it's the exact time that you wanted out of him. Kiritich has delivered. Top of the net worth right now, 4k gold up on Satanic. Let's see how it feels, brother. Yeah, it's nice, right? Being this far behind your counterpart. Good times.
Yep, this is the first game that I'm seeing Satanic struggle. Really, every other game that we watched him, he has been looking great, and now at the moment that's not the case, and he doesn't really have the map control necessary given by his team to get himself back into it.
It's the third game in the tournament that he's behind at 15 minutes, and usually when he's behind, it's not that bad. The delta between him and the enemy carry is marginal at best, but here it's fairly substantial.
This is the Manta, he wants a butterfly. This might be one of the games where you just get a defusal, that your team is going to be needing the extra damage.
Okay, Clockwork gets stunned up, Kiritich directly on top of him. Squadix gets that kill in the end. There's a long-range arrow from Rue that connects, but there's no glyphs, like you mentioned. Massive Eidolon army down bottom. The tier 2 tower should end up falling in favor of VP.
Nothing you can do about it. And as you mentioned, it's nighttime and they're getting a tower like this, diving like madmen. This is just because they have better vision, they're stronger. And the enemy Medusa can't do anything. He cannot stand on the top of a tower and just dissuade the enemies from going in because they're that many times stronger. There will be a Crimson Guard as well, and notice we talked about damage issues on VP. Spirits are gonna have them now.
They are, and now there's gonna be a jump in top lane. They're looking towards Rue. They force out the Stampede. Cost them practically nothing from VP. A solitary stun from Kiritich, a jump in from the Void Spirit. But they committed a long cooldown, 100 seconds, and no Stampede available for Team Spirit.
These wards from Virtus.pro on the top lane, they're still standing.
Problem here.
Poshka.
Towards the split lane, Poshka in danger, gets bailed out by Malik. They found the arrow directly onto the Void Spirit, but unfortunately, there's still too much damage going in onto Centaur. He's falling lower and lower. The Blade Mail will help him for now. Dissimulate, they come in. Squadix finds the assassination. Aether Remnant gets dodged out by Poshka, but it will not matter. VP happy with the core kill. Gonna put some pressure onto the tower. This game 2, looking like this VP squad, I don't know what happened. I don't know what kind of meal they had between game 1 and 2, but they are on it right now.
They didn't eat anything. They came in hungry and now they're eating Team Spirit. That's what's going on. This is... Oh boy, this is just impossible for Spirit to play. I'm looking at their heroes and thinking, when does this change? Are you just gonna be waiting in your base, going split pushing and such? It's so hard to do that with Medusa because the hero is so slow.
Top lane. He found a stun out onto Rue. Rue trying to leap away, but is out of leap charges. Will end up being killed off. Dominating streak for Kiritich. And in addition to that, some interest collected in the form of a tier 2 tower.
By outer towers, the Alchemist wants a Manta defusal, so he's gearing up for the Medusa even in the later portions of the game. Bye-bye.
Pre-20 minutes and you have no outer towers. Even in the game yesterday where Spirit won in 18 minutes, I don't think they have all the outer towers at that point, did they?
No, you mean Bandanoan versus VP.
Bandanoan, yeah.
Yeah, they were just losing every single fight, and then Virtus.pro, they GG out. I mean, there are things for Spirit to look forward to the later portions of the game. I mean, I still look at their lineup, and if it's even remotely equal, they are going to be winning fights, right? But you need to get to that point, because currently you're way too far behind, and Virtus.pro, they have all the items needed to survive and to do damage. Spirit have none of them.
Spirit lucky, counting their thankful stars, because the Void Spirit and Tree were on the hunt to try and find kills, and they walked past the Invoker and the Centaur without picking up either of them. And that means that the team is separated right now on the side of VP. If Team Spirit could find this initiation, they could pick up a free kill or two. Come across the Enchantress, and they will go. EMP burn will come out. Hero still quite tanky. Bit of the Enigma there, Black Hole under one only. Clockwork able to cancel it out, but they still can't kill the Enchantress. And now here comes Kiritich leading in onto the Centaur. They just don't have the damage, Harry. They just can't do it. Like, they jumped to the 5 position, or the 4 position technically, but still not getting anything out of that when half a team wasn't around her. That is a death knell for Team Spirit at the moment.
Medusa doesn't want to be a part of this at all, right? He understands that his team needs more, that he himself needs to be doing quite a lot of damage, so he's just going for the for these farming missions. He's still set on going for the butterfly. Okay, so if he would be going for a defusal, it would mean that he would want to fight. If he goes for a butterfly, it means that he just wants to farm and shove out the waves with the manta. Might be the better way to go, but that just means that Spirit are intending to win this game 40 plus if it does get to that point.
Wanna play a bit more patiently. Miposhka needs to get away from this Alchemist, but can have allies coming towards him. He was channeling the stun, went the wrong direction. Can't find Miposhka, who's been pretty clutch with the jukes in this series, to be fair.
Yeah, his space creation around the map, the enemies chasing him, has made a difference. Most definitely. The gold lead would have even been higher, which, I mean, it's already a disaster, but imagine if they had like 15k. A bigger deal.
Oh, bro, it just
Eagle
got
Song
worse.
down.
Eagle Song killed off by Enigma. Oh no.
It's okay, it's okay. He's not that high level on the Medusa, so he'll get the career back in just 2 minutes.
Oh, that's the best copium I've ever heard. Like, it's fine, bro. You're so far behind, it'll be okay.
Ooh. They just don't care. They know that there's not even gonna be a response. But the Invoker is cutting waves. Nothing, cut the waves. Wait for the Medusa. Wait for at least the butterfly and then one more item. I'm guessing a Diffusal Disperser, but maybe a Daedalus. Well, we'll see what Satanic decides. Maybe he might even decide to go for a Skadi so that he can stand his ground and defend the high ground indefinitely.
Alchemist?
You have a gem?
Jamming a stun. They want to force a fight onto this Invoker. The overgrowth will be there. They caught him. Aether Remnant also in as well. And Kiritich shows up just to make sure that they have that damage. Invoker will end up going down. And they still haven't even claimed the tier 1 tower for Team Spirit.
Not a single one.
Dire's bottom tower.
Well, Miposhka, he is the one stealing Wisdom Runes, pushing towers, shoving out waves, surviving. That is what his job is. And, well, he will die for his sins, but he'll get a tower.
Hashtag worth. Drops the power cogs. Alchemist though, able to come on inside, chasing down Miposhka, burning him away with the rads. Nice little hook shot towards the creep wave. And there don't seem to be any dire heroes in this side of the map. Can he juke out against Kiritich? Kiritich went the wrong way, he doesn't see him. And now we can just start TPing out. Miposhka, man.
Go.
TI winner. Double TI winner, Miposhka. That's what we like to see.
Yep, they're still 15k gold behind, so you can have 10 Aegis in your pocket, and then it's still not gonna be enough when the difference is this high. Now the Enigma has the pipe as well. Virtus.pro are just getting to a point where they're not gonna be taking any damage. They want all of their heroes to be 100% HP once the fight ends.
Yep. We've already seen how many struggles that Team Spirit has with dishing out the damage in the first place. Seaguard, pipe available, level 12 on the Enchantress, so we're about to get level 2 untouchable. And Alchemist is about to finish off the full AC for himself. He changed his mind from going for the Diffusal Blade Manta, opting instead for the more straightforward Alchemist build to buttress his own strength rather than deal with the Medusas.
They want to be so strong and their creep so strong that they can end the game, right? And they might just be able to do it. The Medusa is very close to the butterfly. The thing is that everybody else is just dying around the map. They're trying to do what Miposhka is doing, but nobody is being successful other than him.
They just keep pressuring this bottom lane, keeping the waves pushed in. In middle, Immersion and Squadix are keeping this wave pushed in. Kiritich is solo pushing the top wave. Like, this is illegal gameplay. At this stage of the game, being able to mount 3 lane pushes, that should not be allowed. Now though, he's gonna jump onto Satanic, looking for the Medusa. They don't even have the Alchemist here. And Satanic still in danger. Overgrowth on top of him. He's lost all of his mana. It's his own illusion.
Greater healing
Killing
Lotus.
him off. It doesn't manage to kill him off. He gets off that Greater Healing Lotus. But now Kiritich involved in the fray. He jumps onto the Clockwork, kills him in his own cogs. There's a buyback available from Miposhka. He will commit it. Now notice, that gets jumped on first by Malik. They want to find the Notice kill before he gets off the black hole. Notice is still alive. Satanic trying to chase him, but now Kiritich jumping back in onto the Medusa. The Medusa's in danger. So is the Alchemist. The Invoker dies first. Medusa will die next. Nope. She's still alive. The power cogs from Miposhka catching in 3. Unfortunately, Squadix has the Astral Step going back in on the Medusa. And this Alchemist is unfortunately just too damn strong. Yeah, they can bring some of these heroes lower, but they just don't have the damage to get through Kiritich. Kills everybody that surrounds him, goes back onto the Medusa. And now VP fighting on the high ground with the numerical advantage. They claim the tier 3 tower. Malik though jumping in, finding Squadix. The arrow from Rue misses. Complete air from that one. And Satanic cannot connect with the Gorgon's grasp either. So VP, they force out these buybacks. They get the tier 3 tower and they still escape with the most important heroes in the game.
3-man hookshot, 3-man hoof stomp, Gorgon's grasp on 4 heroes, the Mirana running down an Enigma. Enigma not using the black hole, and you still lose the fight heavily. You have to buy back 4 heroes if I count correctly. Throughout that game. So Clockwork Mirana didn't buy back. Oh, okay, 3 heroes. Sure, either way, and the enemies just get out with both of their cores, the main core is alive. I don't see how they turn this one around, right? You did go for this butterfly, but it's really not going to be giving you any damage, and you are hungry for it.
They're waiting for more. They're going to be hungry for a kill onto this Mirana. This would be a dieback if she goes down. She's going to go down in a hurry, doing her best here. The stone gaze
Turn
though.
into stone.
Okay, this will help out. Squadix doesn't have an Astral Step available, so he can't keep the chase going. Medusa. Okay, Stone Gaze will buy time, but you are probably sacrificing an Aegis to keep her alive.
And also in that previous fight, there was a greater healing Lotus and some other small healing Lotuses, and of course the mangoes given to the Medusa. Now you're not gonna have that, right? Clockwork was picking flowers for his love for the entirety of the game and tried to change that fight. It just didn't happen.
There's the Aegis of the game now. Also just got the bongo boots picked up. I noticed. So even more tank ability available for this lineup. And they're actually porting towards middle. While this Aegis is going, they're going to try and assassinate Laurel. Squadix directly on top of him. The tornado connects onto Notice, yes, but Laurel almost certainly not long for this world. He does dodge the Aether Remnant. Immersion doesn't have access to the Overgrowth. Dust does connect. And Laurel, he's going to get out of here. What a player.
Yep. Spirit are delaying this in impossible circumstances, right? But the thing is that Virtus.pro aren't really itemizing to hunt you down. They're itemizing to finish the game, right? So that's exactly what they're going to be doing now with the Sagas. Not Elena Rax hasn't fallen, but you still don't have a damage item on the Medusa. Oh no, man, the Solar Flare needs to be used at a perfect moment.
Going to Antares, trying to take over this outpost. Well, Antares is all alone, and this time around, with Solar Flare even committed, that took a lot longer than I'd like it to, but they at least do get the kill onto this Antares Enchantress.
Still a big 2-minute cooldown, right? To kill a Enchantress. That's definitely not good.
Get a ditch. I hear him channeling a stun. This guy's been a madman, actually. Just showing up, channeling the stun, hoping that a hero shows he can just jump on them and kill them.
He's practicing to dodge the stun with the Manta.
Mipushka, he needs a Manta too to get out of this Overgrowth, but unfortunately he does not have one. Caught inside the Midnight Pulse, Malefist stun on top. This will be a dead Clockwork.
They're somehow still in this game, only a 3-minute left on the Aegis, and I guess Virtus.pro just want to slowly shove in all of the waves so that there's no shenanigans happening. Invoker in a good position to cut the next wave. This is big. It's gonna buy them at least another 30 seconds.
He's gonna finish this one off. I feel like VP's being a bit too greedy in the sense of like trying to play all 3 lanes at once. Just pick a lane. Or pick 2 lanes, you know. Shove in, middle and top. Play on that side of the map.
Yep, you have all of the auras, right? So you don't need really to get a pick off to get your enemies into that kind of a situation at all. You can just go forward and it's very hard for them to do anything. Look at him, he's tickling the Alchemist. Not even that.
Put the stun out onto him with the hook stun, with the arrow, but he's still at full HP on the Alch.
No more ulti though.
Did lose a lot of his mana. The Chemical Rage did indeed end. The stun thrown out onto this Medusa. She does Manta dodge it. No, she doesn't. She got stunned. On top of the illusion, they have to pop the Stampede to try and get out of here. They do find the 2-hero hoof stomp. Enigma, though, able to get out of this one. Now Malik dragged back in by the Aether Remnant, falling slower and lower and lower until he dies without buyback here in this first game. That will secure VP their first lane of racks. Arrow back onto Antares. Unfortunately, Kiritich back with the Chemical Rage, going directly onto the tower. Doesn't care about kill, just wants to win this game.
I can't do it without the... you're missing a hero that doesn't have a buyback, and you already had some damage issues. Higgs is gonna be here for another minute and a half, enough to end the game.
Musa, she's silenced up, she gets off the Stone Gaze, but I'm not sure she'll survive through this. She still ends up dead. 90 seconds in the grave, no buyback available. And with that, they recognize that this game is over. Kiritich just ensuring the final kill onto Laurel, burns him with the Radiance and the Vision from Antares. And that's going to be it. GG, well played is called. The celebratory black hole comes out from Noticed. And Virtus.pro demonstrate that they are not scrubs. They did not get a TI by luck.
As well, in this tournament, it was he had a sniper where he was below 2 of the supports at like 15 minutes into the game. This kind of thing can cost you the game. So he steps it up. He does well in the mid lane where he has a good matchup. Things are okay for Spirit and they can play the game. If not, they're gonna have a hard time. Let's just put it that way.
Well, we are now getting into our game. Let us know in chat, do you favor the Bears of Virtus.pro, or will this Dragon squad of Team Spirit be able to succeed and get themselves into DreamLeague? This is practically a BO1. Very stressful situation to be in. And Team Spirit, of course, does have a little bit more experience in that regard, but that experience is wholly held by Laurel and Meboshka. Everybody else still relatively new to this. I mean, you could maybe argue that Malik has come through a few qualifiers of his own, but let's be honest, getting through Middle Eastern qualifiers, nothing compared to the Eastern European region.
Yeah, especially when Falcons started just being directly invited, then it was pretty much a walk in the park for them.
Yep. VP, they're smoked up, looking for an aggressive play. The smoke will break on SquadX, and they catch the vision of him. They know where he's at right now. They also have vision on Blau, though. He walks underneath an observer with eye shot. Catches in the sniper. Blau in danger. The God's Rebuke will be there. And okay, that gets followed up by a lot of magic damage. Rue actually drags the first blood by killing off Immersion. Sniper does eventually die, but Satanic putting in the right-click damage onto the DK. They kill him off as well. Stun being channeled by the Alchemist. He throws it forward. It catches the Tusk. Not enough damage for the follow-up, though. And both teams lose a mid, lose an off-laner. However, the first blood gets claimed by Team Spirit, and they get the additional kill to boot.
And how are the runes looking? Did they get 4 runes on Spirit?
They did. Yeah, they did. Meboshka got 1. Meboshka got 2. Rue got 2. So yeah, got 4.
Perfect start. The Alchemist has 1500 net worth. Let's go. This is as good as it gets, right? You get 3 kills. One of it is the first blood. You get 4 runes. And sure, you lose 2 heroes, but it's not that big of a deal. You don't really lose money at the start. It's mostly the reliable gold, so you're okay.
This is great stuff.
That death toll, I guess that's the little bit of a gold influx that that VP got, because Noticed was the one that finished off Laurel with a soul assumption.
Thought that soul assumption Laurel would have actually, if Laurel had lived in that fight, that would have been one of those like game-breaking type of situations. And they're trying to break the game further. They're chasing, going in onto Noticed. Satanic will eat a soul assumption back in the opposite direction. Antares puts some harass damage, but showing their intention. They're not going to allow this Visage to just control the pace and tempo of this lane. They're going to have to play very carefully to survive this.
This early win for Team Spirit, getting so much regen in the lane, is such a huge deal, especially for the bottom lane, right? Because the Soul Assumption and the Tusk, they could kill you. But when minute 3 comes, you get your range drops and it's no longer the case, right? So Death Toll is probably not going to be as valuable as you would like it to, just because the enemies are going to have way too many tangles and cells because they got so much more money than you.
Taking a look at this mid lane, Pango versus the Sniper. Sniper should have the natural advantage here, but we have seen Pangos do decently well in a lot of these lanes. It's going to be up to Laurel to show us what he's capable of, especially once he hits this level 3 mark. 2 point shrapnel, 1 point headshot. Let's see what he can accomplish.
Yeah, he is still fine, right? Slightly ahead, I think. Now one creep behind, but overall he does have 2 more creeps in the lane, so should be able to get the advantage, or in the worst case scenario, come out to equal. I would still want the sniper to win that lane. Should be able to.
Everybody top themselves up here in the bottom lane. So, will Antares die here? They're going to play aggressively into this Tusk, channeling the stun from Satanic. He blows it out, but Grave Chill, Soul Assumption out. In fact, Satanic is now the one that's in danger. Soul Assumption's gonna kill him. Notice picking up the kill on this Alchemist and getting that massive influx of gold from the Death Toll as well.
Unnecessary. Unnecessary at all from the Alchemist. The military was coming, a raindrops could come out, and then at that point, you're no longer afraid of the Virtus.pro lane, and he just dies at the worst possible moment. Now the question is, do you even have... Okay, he did invest into a raindrop. I was thinking, do you have the money for it? But luckily he did.
That play is even worse for you, brother, because he actually bought the raindrops just before dying. So, recognizing the value of this item, but choosing to play without it. Big mistake there for Satanic.
Yep.
This bottom lane is so action-packed. Before another kill happens, we have to look at top. See how our homies are rocking on that side of the map. So far, it's the DK. He's been able to get most of the farm here versus Malik. And the 2 of them are just going to trade farm because the supports have now moved towards middle. Rue just wanted to try and control this water rune for Squadix, or against Squadix, but he gets there first on the Pango. He'll be fine.
The last water rune just got denied by the sniper, and this one as well, right? Laurel doesn't want to be wasting any time picking those up. He is pretty healthy when it comes to his HP and mana, so he just doesn't care. And of course, sniper is never going to buy a bottle.
Top lane, DK, Kidicic forced away from this lane a little bit. Does still have this Dragon Blood passive, so he's going to be A-okay. And Malik was completely out of mana. Only 1 charge in the stick. His Soul Ring already used up. No ability to further threaten the DK there.
Satanic is taking a solid amount of damage. Of course, having the range drop, he will not die, and this is just what we would have expected. They're just trying to go through that range drop as much as possible, but he's overall going to be fine. Oh, cancel!
Oh my god, dude, he cancels out the regen from the Alchemist.
Help is coming.
Such a big deal. Now help is indeed coming. Stun being channeled out by this Alchemist, thrown in towards the Tusk, and Antares will end up dead. Reeled in towards the tier 1 tower. The tier 1's not cooperating though. It's hitting a damn creep. Bro, help us out! Kill this Tusk, thank you. Holy base.
Yeah, and it starts cooperating at the worst possible moment when the Alchemist was supposed to get a kill, right? He lifted his arm, he was starting to go for the smackdown on the Tusk, and then the tower decided to get him down.
Sometimes Dota 2 is a PvE game rather than just a PvP game. What can you do?
Yeah, when somebody's not cooperating, or maybe when the creeps in the jungle just suddenly decide to use their spells on you and you die because of it. It happens.
Dire are scanning.
Still though, Team Spirit is overall ahead in the gold department. They kept the Alchemist alive down bottom. They might be able to put some pressure onto Antares here. He doesn't have the snowball, so it's kind of a dangerous place to be. Sniper throwing in the damage with the shred.
Let's go, drinking buddies. He's just so good at making friends, this Tusk, right? I mean, he's a cuddly guy that is very strong. So, you know, you can he can be nice to you, and also if you have some problems, he can fight for you. So why not? It will be always easy for him to befriend anybody.
I like drinking, but this guy is not my buddy. This is ridiculous, man. This is creating problems for my life.
Radiant are scanning.
Well, they failed to get that kill, so we're just going back to the farm fest. And if it is a farm fest, at the moment they're still okay with it on Team Spirit. They are out farming in the general CS department. Although first arena of the game committed in the top lane, Immersion had illusions of going to steal this Wisdom Rune, but instead he just gives away free experience. Malik very happy to claim that kill. That's his face boots as well.
For sure. Now you're gonna be ahead of the Dragonite after that kill, but At least Larl is ahead of the Vanguard lane, but overall both of the mid laners are quite low. And Jakiro is dead.
Gonna get snowballed into Jack. What can he do here? Not much. He was maybe, you know, it would have been nice if he at least died with enough money to buy boots. But that ends up not being the case. Feels bad, man.
This is one thing that we haven't discussed. So we have been talking about this Dark Willow and Snapfire as good heroes versus a Tusk to wait after his snowball. But the Jakiro is very good as well, right? Running into a macro pyre and then Ice Path, it's gonna be a problem for a lot of these heroes that the Tusk will be saving throughout the fights.
And if you can get that ice path after the snowball, that also sets you up perfectly for the additional damage from the sniper with the shrapnel.
Exactly.
Not the easiest game for the snowball Tusk to be playing into, certainly.
That's why he's just gonna be pulling his teammates out of danger and then not even using the snowball. So he can't do that.
I can't explain to you how viscerally upset this spell makes me. I really can't even describe it. It's too much, dude. Look at this range. What the hell, dude? Half the range, then I'm okay with it. Then it's fine. But this range is ridiculous. And speaking of range, they're trying to reach towards the Jakiro. There's familiars with the stone drops. Out onto him. Ice shards will be there. Although Satanic trying to turn around with the stun here. He will throw it out just before he self-stuns. Mars is here as well, finding the arena on the 2. Sniper also making his presence known for this fight. And Team Spirit happy to commit 4 heroes. Sure, they leave the Naga behind to get killed off by Kiritich and Immersion, but who the hell cares? We kill the Visage, we kill the Tusk, but more importantly, we save Satanic and allow him to come back and farm his lane.
And it's not only the 2 kills, you also kill the 2 familiars, so that's extra 200 gold that you gained in that fight from Team Spirit. So it is quite nice. Plus, he doesn't have a resummon for 75 seconds. This Visage, he's just having a very, very bad time.
He's able to put up quite a bit of damage. Of course, you know, found himself the 2 kills, but definitely not the smooth sailing Visage game that he was anticipating.
Well, Satanic needs to leave, or he's gonna be leaving with a one-way ticket to the base.
Get out of here. Dodges the shield crash. Tusk sees him right now. They do have reinforcements in the form of the Jakiro, who finds a wonderful ice path. Unfortunately, Swashbuckle provides the vision. They get off the ice path, the snowball. Do they have the stun? Unfortunately not. He gets chain disabled before he can throw it out, and he will end up dead. And now with the Rolling Thunder going, Miposhka all of a sudden in danger, getting bounced into right now, and the Soul Assumption brings him low. Shield Crash finishes him off. VP, they get those kills, and like you said, if he didn't leave exactly at that moment, Zalchemist would end up dead.
Nice extra gold for the Visage as well. Use the Soul Assumption just so the death toll would work. But Larl is making a move onto the mid lane. He's pressuring the tower and they want Immersion as well.
Should be a fairly straightforward kill. The question is, can they get out afterwards? Because here's reinforcements from VP, and Immersion is actually still alive. They didn't get all the right clicks out from Rue. They do eventually arrive, but now can they bring down the Naga Siren? Ice shards preventing the escape into the river. But Jakiro shows up with the dual breath, with the ice path of his own. They'll be fine. Arena actually connects onto Squadix. He doesn't have Rolling Thunder for 30 seconds. He's gonna end up dead.
And also when he used the shield crash, it got stopped by the spear. The double jump Pangos hate when this is happening, right? It's much harder to do when you didn't have the double jump, but now it's too hard to not go for it. Everybody's just greedy. You could go for the one jump, maybe get that shield crash, maybe with the shield survive. Probably not anyways, but you get greedy, and then you don't even get that.
Yeah. Tier 1 tower claimed away. Good job being done right now by Team Spirit. They did lose their Tier 1 tower bottom though, so still need to try and figure out a way to claim the Tier 1 in the top lane.
That is a 4k gold lead. All 3 of their cores topping the network chart. But the Dragonite is in a good position, right? This is not like the Medusa in the previous game that is super far behind everybody. Kiritich is still going to be doing massive amounts of damage in this game.
Also can get access to the drinking buddies if they feel it's not safe to put them on the familiars. Just let the DK be the one to dish out all that big damage for you. We've seen from a TI with K1 Hector that this DK sometimes is all the damage that you actually need, but right now he needs help. and the TPs get drawn in towards him. They considered making the jump, but as soon as they saw the living armor out onto him, the TPs coming in, they're like, yeah, Kiritich will be okay, let's let him live.
Mars Blink is now available, right? So you do have a way to play. Spirit would probably want to smoke. Ideally, as we saw, they would like to kill the Dragon Knight, and now they know that there's a lot of enemies here that cannot really escape.
This blinks heads up, doesn't even bother with the smoke. Nagasayan picked that up all the way towards the mid lane. And Miposhka and Malik getting the quick assassination onto Immersion. He's in a TP middle. He still has access to the arena. 1 second away, he jumps in, arena spear onto Squadix. He should be able to find this kill. Squadix trying to get himself out of here with the Rolling Thunder, and they don't stop him in time. The assassinate will be there, but definitely not even enough damage. Lal won't even bother. Level 1 assassinate, no point.
I don't know if it would have been enough damage, but what ended up happening, he used the spear onto the edge of the arena, and that is obviously going to be a lot of damage from the arena itself. But there was an ensnare on the Pango, and Drew pulled him away from the walls, and then the walls stopped doing the damage. So it would have been super close. I don't know if it necessarily would have turned into a kill.
Despite going for that play immediately, Lamar's is back up into the top lane. They're pushing this tier 1 tower.
They want Laurel.
They have a DK nearby, but the DK form is finished. If they knew this, Team Spirit, there's no way they'd back away from this push if they were aware how weak the DK is at the moment.
Thing is, the downtime of that form is just so low, Snare, right? What is it, 40 seconds? You gunning for just that timing is just so hard for all of the teams. That's why this hero was so popular. I'm super surprised that he wasn't picked more in this qualifier.
Barely saw them, man. Tier 1, Boschka really wants it, probably willing to commit his life for this one, and Tier 1 tower will fall whilst the jungle is being farmed by the rest of his lineup. So some efficiency in the gold department right now. Oof, look how juicy the stack is for the Alk. That feels good, baby.
Yep.
And it's a doctoral summoner too. Even better.
You know, all of the normal players get super excited about cool plays, big black holes, some nice dodges, but then we have carries, right? You're like, creeps, even more creeps, and that's the only thing that excites them.
Being a carry is so much fun. Farming is a very enjoyable activity. It's very relaxing.
Yeah, I know, man. Even if you're losing the game, you can go back to farming and still feel like you're doing something useful. I know,
It did allow him to finish his Blink Dagger with the Phase Boots Radiance at 15 minutes, so worthwhile amount of time being utilized by this Alchemist.
Not as good as Kiritich's timing in the previous game, though. He had it like 14-10. Don't they want to go for the Dragon Knight? Let's see with the Macro Pyre, they can maybe kill him.
Towards the tree, Macro Pyre is out right now. They haven't committed the arena just yet. It's going very, very low. There's the arena. Sniper has shown up for this fight as well. Snowball into the Mars. They're trying to protect the DK as much as they can. Nice. He uses the Omelette toggle. He ends up surviving, and now Rolling Thunder coming through from Squadix. But Rue trying to stall out this fight. He says no with the song. Create some space for this Alchemist to jump in on the backline. They are looking to just clean up this fight, but in the meantime, Visage surrounded right now by the Sniper and the Naga. That's a double kill for Lal. Assassinate going forward onto Squadix. Pangolier dies too. Satanic was solo zoning away the Pango and the DK from getting further involved in the fight, making it so easy for them to pick up the kills thereafter. And yeah, you survive on DK, some excellent armlet toggles from Kiritich, but you still massively lose that fight.
It's okay, guys. We saved our carry. Everything is fine. But the thing is, it's not fine. You're gonna say it's fine, but it's not really gonna be fine, right? Because this is a disaster for them. And also, the only reason that he lived is, as you mentioned, are those armor toggles. That, under different circumstances, could be game-changing, but in these ones where Spirit got even more out of their fight than if only the DK died.
Visage about to collect some death toll here. Jakiro, can he find the deny? Yes, he can! Holy shit. Miposhka. Dude, this guy has just been a god this series. Even when they're losing, Mantis has been putting in these plays.
Okay, enemy heroes killed within 3 seconds of being affected by soul assumption also give gold. I think that then it doesn't count, right? If they die to a creep. I don't know.
Would imagine it doesn't count. I didn't see his net worth shift at all unnoticed.
I think so. Yeah, probably. Probably doesn't count then. I think if you are tracked by the bounty hunter and you die to neutrals, that you still give gold to the bounty, but I guess it's a different mechanic, it seems.
Radiant are scanning.
We'll need to see the replay on that one. VP, they smoke up. They want to take a fight. They have vision. They've got an excellent observer ward. They see all of these heroes, but do they really want to jump this fight? Malik, he's going to come first. He might start the fight off in their terms. They jump onto the Treant Protector. Immersion dead already as they find the ensnare onto the Visage. The Arena catches onto 2. Visage is gone. Tusk is going to follow
Run,
him.
Kiritage.
And they've been able to melt down 3.
He has BKB.
Kiritage has BKB on his DK. He's in the ultimate form. He's trying to run right now.
He's dead.
But this will not last forever. He's going down on the duration. Ice cloth around him. And now suddenly he's stunned up. He's killed off. Kiritage destroyed on his DK. And Team Spirit. Bro, VP had such good vision. They were waiting for a more perfect situation. But Team Spirit showing us that in Dota, you can't wait for the perfect situation. You have to make moments happen. They make it happen first. They win the fight. And now here they are, tier 2 tower down, 15,000 net worth lead at the 19 minute mark even.
Virtus.pro made Spirit mad, right? Spirit in the first game, they poked the bear, but Virtus.pro, they poked the dragon. That is a problem, right? And you're looking at it now. I think Team Spirit just wanted to show that they can play the Alchemist as well. Also, Dragon Knight getting a BKB in that fight, you would think that's a good thing. It's actually a pretty bad one because you just lost the 9-second BKB as well.
Yeah. You know Harry Potter?
No, what is that?
So in Harry Potter, Hogwarts the school, their official motto is never tickle a sleeping dragon. VP finding out why that is the official motto as they're about to lose their Visage. Laurel dishing in the damage on a wicked 6 streak on the sniper. 7, 1, and 9 on the little man. And he's got an AD rune, so they might seek to put in some pressure onto these additional towers. Bottom lane's already being pushed in by the Alchemist, so this tier 2 tower not long for this world.
What's with the 2 wards on the top lane? Yeah, Antares and Immersion, I guess, plays those in the same time, so pretty much wasted. So now you get a tier 2, you get a Tormentor as well, even more gold lead in the hands of Spirit. They also get a pretty decent shard in Poshka. Things are just working out.
Bottom! Oh, top lane, Satanic! He was channeling the stun TP to the top lane. He finds Antares. Oh my goodness, sets up onto the Tusk, no pressure allowed onto the tower. And yeah, they vacate the area before the Wisdom rune comes and before they finish the tier 2, but I feel like they might be able to go into the Roshan pit as soon as humanly possible. Just take the twin gate through. Most of the team is already in the bottom lane. In fact, most of the team bottom is setting up for a kill onto the Dragon Knight. He does have his BKB, however.
He's gonna have to
He's
use
forced to pop it.
TP.
He's down now to a 7 seconds and yet again doesn't have the TP. They are chasing his ass. Can they catch him is the question. They're getting forward. The shrapnel gonna slow him down. The ensnare is there. They're reading him in. Do they have the damage? Of course they do. Ice Path, Macro Pyre, dead Dragon Knight, and Antares came in hoping to save his Dragon Knight, but it turns into save your buddy syndrome. Can't even bring down the Jakiro. He ends up dead. It's a double kill for Laurel.
That's a real friend, right? We went out to the city, we had a couple of drinks, and if you are going down in a fight, I'm going down as well. Real G, but yeah, this game is at this point looking impossible. That was another high BKB duration on Virtus.pro, or on Kiritage, that he just had to use to attempt to survive. He didn't even manage to do it.
To make matters even worse, after they get the tower, Mars goes uphill and it's like, oh, there's still a Wisdom rune around? Thanks, buddy. Awesome.
They just walk into the pit. After this road, they are going to be poking high ground. There is an option for them to go and get a tier 2 on the top lane, and it will probably be safer to do so. Under normal circumstances, let's say this was some group stage game, I could see them not taking it, but considering that it's an elimination game, I think Team Spirit want to be as disciplined as possible.
Boschka is cracking the whip right now. Silence has already told them the penalty for losing this game. They're taking it very seriously. Aegis now in 2 of the sniper. They're going to twin gate to the top side of the map. They want to finish off the final outer tower. And look at this, dude, Satanic! How does he always know? Kiritich tried these plays in the previous game, didn't always get them, but Satanic always leading into a kill on top of the Visage, finishing him off. They give it to Lal, who is now beyond godlike, 10, 1, and 9 on the sniper. He's right now spamming the way. Get Lal? Guess what? I am Lal, bitch. No one's lolling me.
Exactly. Exactly. This game looked much better in the laning stage than what we have seen from him. And then whenever Laurel had a solid lane, we didn't see Team Spirit come even close to losing. It is only when he gets absolutely trashed that the other teams have a shot.
Speaking of Laurel, CP got him. He wants immersion.
He's got immersion.
Oh my god, dude, this damage. Yo, Laurel, relax, dog. It's only a game of Dota, fam. It's not that serious.
Yeah, instead of taking an axe to take down a tree, you get a shotgun. That would be or a bazooka.
Well, you know, we've seen several games of Satanic outpacing the enemy team in terms of farm. He is now practically doubling up the net worth of this DK at the moment.
Yeah. The VP are coming out of the base. They did pop their dragon form.
Yeah, they wanted to reveal this Blink Dagger that he just picked up, and they managed to get the catch onto Malik, who does find an arena onto 3 though. The song from Rue coming in. Will they be able to get Malik out of here? He's still alive for now. Here's the Drivepure coming in from Law directly onto the Pangolier. They really want him dead, and they will succeed in doing so. Yes, they will. In the meantime, here is this Visage under threat. He's having to deal with this Alchemist, but no, Alchemist goes north. Alchemist is on Kiritich. Kiritich trying his best to TP out, but he cannot. The DK is dead. No buyback onto him. The game is just over. VP realized they made a mistake. They tickled the dragon. The dragon bit back. And the dragon team is now going to DreamLeague. GG, well played is called. Team Spirit win the series 2-1 and guarantee themselves yet another occasion to win $1 million tournament.
Yeah, I like that